Here is why INFJs are so hard to read. Number 1, they smile, but you have no idea what they're thinking. The classic INFJ smile. It's warm, friendly, and makes you think, okay, we're cool, everything's fine. But here's the kicker, you have literally no idea what's actually going on in their head. That smile could mean, I love this conversation, and I am fully engaged. Wow, your logic is questionable, but I'll let it slide. I just remembered that embarrassing thing I did in 2007. INFJs are masters of the poker face. Their exterior is calm, collected, and socially polite, while their brain is doing mental gymnastics, analyzing your words, planning the next move in a conversation, and quietly cataloging everything you just said for future reference. Sometimes you'll catch a hint, a tiny eyebrow twitch, or a subtle smirk, but it's usually gone before you even notice. They're like emotional ninjas, friendly, approachable, but secretly scanning the room, your intentions, and probably pondering the meaning of life in the next 5 seconds. So yeah, when an INFJ smiles at you, don't assume you've cracked the code. That smile is both a welcome gesture and a mystery wrapped in a riddle, possibly with a side of existential pondering. You're basically trying to read the Matrix while it quietly laughs at you. Number 2, their brain is 80% future, 20% random deep thoughts. Being around an INFJ is like having a conversation with someone who's simultaneously in the room and in the year 2047. They're constantly thinking ahead. What might happen tomorrow, next week, or even 10 years from now, while also juggling the random deep thoughts that pop into their head. One minute, they're analyzing your life choices with the precision of a life coach. The next, they're silently debating whether a pancake counts as a sandwich. It's equal parts strategic foresight and bizarre mental wandering. This makes them seem mysterious because even when they're nodding and listening, part of their brain is elsewhere, predicting outcomes, running through possibilities, or writing an imaginary novel in their head. You'll sometimes catch them staring off mid-conversation and wonder if they're zoning out. But nope, they're just multitasking on a cosmic level. Number 3, they speak in hints, not direct statements. INFJs are basically professional hint droppers. If you're expecting a straight answer, good luck, because they communicate more like a cryptic treasure map than a normal conversation. You'll get subtle gestures, half sentences, or an eyebrow raise that may mean something, but you have to decode it like a spy in a movie. For example, you might ask, "Do you want to hang out this weekend?" And they respond with, "Well, I've been thinking about what I should do." Translation, maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe I'm currently plotting world peace in my head. They do this not to confuse you, mostly, but because they're weighing every possible outcome, thinking about your feelings and subtly nudging you toward a solution that feels right. INFJs are all about harmony, so they'll hint instead of bluntly saying what's on their mind to avoid unnecessary friction. This habit can be both adorable and frustrating. You feel like you're in a puzzle game where each conversation comes with secret rules you weren't told about. And the moment you finally think you've decoded them, they move the goalpost with another subtle gesture or softly spoken, In short, INFJs speak in whispers, gestures, and implications, turning even a simple yes or no question into a gentle, brain-teasing scavenger hunt. Number 4, they have a secret inner world you'll probably never visit. INFJs are basically walking, breathing mysteries. Beneath that calm, polite exterior lies a secret inner world so vast and intricate it could give Inception a run for its money. They have thoughts, dreams, and reflections swirling around that they rarely share, mostly because it's their personal playground, and outsiders just don't get an invite. In this private universe, they analyze emotions, imagine scenarios, create elaborate mental what-if plans, and sometimes even write entire imaginary conversations or stories in their heads. You might think you know them, but half the time they're somewhere else entirely, pondering life's meaning, future possibilities, or the philosophical significance of a sandwich. This secret world is also where they recharge. While INFJs are empathetic and tuned into others, they need alone time to wander through their thoughts, reflect, and restore energy. Without it, the constant emotional input from the outside world can feel overwhelming. And even when they do share glimpses of this inner world, it's selective, carefully curated, and usually comes with a hint of mystery. You'll get insight, but never the full picture. It's like peeking into a diary that only opens a few pages at a time. With INFJs, what you see is only the tip of the iceberg. The rest is a labyrinth of insight, emotion, and imagination that remains quietly fascinating and sometimes totally indecipherable. Number 5, they analyze you while you're analyzing them. INFJs are basically low-key detectives in every interaction. While you're busy trying to figure them out, what they mean, what they want, are they judging me? They're quietly observing you. Every word, gesture, and reaction is cataloged in their mental Rolodex for later analysis. They're not creepy, well, usually not. They're just constantly taking mental notes. That tiny twitch in your eyebrow, they noticed. That subtle hesitation before you answered, yep, filed away. They're piecing together a map of your personality like it's a puzzle game, all while maintaining that calm, approachable exterior. This habit makes INFJs feel like emotional ninjas. They understand dynamics, intentions, and hidden feelings in ways that make most people feel simultaneously seen and slightly unnerved. You might think you're leading the conversation, but secretly, they're predicting your next move before you even make it. It's part intuition, part empathy, and part overachieving brain power. And don't be fooled by their calm. They're processing, connecting dots, and quietly strategizing all at once, often while giving you that charming, thoughtful smile that makes you think, wow, they get me. With INFJs, every interaction is a subtle dance. You think you're the one analyzing them, but really, they've been analyzing you the whole time, and somehow they do it with style. Number 6, they can go from deeply philosophical to what even is a potato in 0.2 seconds. INFJs are full of surprises. One moment they're having a heart-to-heart about the meaning of life, the universe, or the ethics of time travel. The next, they're cracking a joke about whether a potato counts as a sandwich, or debating the social hierarchy of fictional characters. It's like their brain has 2 completely different channels running at the same time. This habit makes them unpredictable in a fun way. You never quite know if your deep conversation will continue or suddenly veer into something completely random and hilarious. They're not being inconsistent, their minds just naturally connect the profound with the absurd, creating a mix of insight and humor that keeps you on your toes. It also reflects how their imagination works. INFJs process the big picture, moral questions, and human dynamics constantly, but they also need the light, silly side of life to balance it out. That random tangent about a potato, it's their way of grounding themselves, showing a quirky side, or just having fun with ideas for no reason at all. Being around an INFJ means expecting the unexpected. One moment you're in a deep emotional conversation. The next, you're laughing at something completely ridiculous. But somehow, it all feels connected. Number 7, they remember every tiny detail you forgot you said. INFJs have the memory of an elephant, but make it emotional and slightly magical. Mention a random fact, an offhand comment, or even a tiny frustration months ago, and you better believe they'll remember it. Not just remember, it'll be filed in their mental human encyclopedia, along with context, feelings, and subtle nuances. This habit can be both amazing and terrifying. On one hand, it makes them incredibly thoughtful friends and partners. They recall your favorite book, the exact way you like your coffee, or that one song you mentioned in passing. On the other hand, they also remember that awkward thing you said in 2019, and it may pop up at the perfect or most hilariously inconvenient moment. INFJs don't do this to judge or make you uncomfortable. They genuinely care. Their brains are wired to connect the dots and hold on to details because it helps them understand people better, anticipate needs, and create meaningful interactions. So, when you notice an INFJ bringing up something you forgot you even said, don't be surprised. It's just their way of showing they were listening. Way more than you realized. Basically, they're like your personal, slightly mystical human Google. These videos will be really helpful for you.